Greetings, and I hope this finds you well. I have a few names I go by, but you can call me Germ for now. Before I get right into the rants and ramblings, I should state my intentions to better flesh out my plans for this channel and give you an idea of what to expect. YouTube and content creation happens to be a potentially promising study/career segue for me, so I figured I should start sooner rather than later. Let me explain. I want to be able to present myself as a cartoonist, multimedia creative, and ecologist, among other things. However, those titles demand certifications, repetition, and reputation at the very least. I look to increase my understanding through academia and further freelancing as part of a larger business plan, or more like a rough outline life plan, you could call it. I want to better my understanding of the world while depicting it through my work. And so long as I am blessed with life, I will strive to do just that. This would come to fruition through what began as independent study and pet projects, to become what I hope is to be better circumstance. Along with videos, expect writing in the form of essays, blogs, stories, and poems, etc., and also custom art for profile, pinups, merch, and comics I will be releasing to my portfolio and other socials. So, I'm gathering supplies, learning strategies, and wagering my skills. My goal is to amass a decent enough portfolio so the academia and equipment can eventually start to pay for itself, with the help of scholarships and grants I look to acquire along the way. I have a bunch of creative and scientific projects I'm looking to develop, so if you follow along with me, I'm sure there will be something for you. I'm the kind of guy that likes to make sure whatever I create is the best it can be, but I'm also a person who, like many others, can get tangled in my own machinations, which is why I figured that I need a project like this, something that involves community engagement, pressure to be consistent, and the freedom to expand or downscale where necessary. Some of y'all do be deranged on these apps, but I'm chilling. The parts don't speak for the whole, just looking to build resume and foster relationships. My creative end goal is to make comics, but first I plan to wear a couple hats until I gain enough traction for a few full one-shot launches. You'll find me here in order to sharpen my own speech, script writing, video editing, graphic design, and marketing strategies. If you would care to support me while tracking my progression, I'll have funnels to Patreon and Kickstarter set up by the time this video airs. And of course, I plan on doing gifts and giveaways at significant milestones. I want to use my propensity for research to reach others passionate about gaining some new understandings. In a time of regularly broadcast nihilism and brain rot nonsense, is not a bit of background noise with some meaning at least somewhat refreshing? Informational content and machine learning are often taken lightly because there aren't a ton of captivating themes associated with education. And I won't lie to you either. I'm not an endurance reader by nature. However, let me be truly captivated by something and I will lose hours in it without even realizing. The ability to be absorbed into a story and its narrative components is something only few can relate to, but the inspiration that ensues as a result shapes the world evermore. Art, whether it be mainstream or underground, grants the human mindscape an avenue to infinity. If we couldn't look at something and see what isn't there, well, we'd probably still be hunting and gathering. Imagination has led to development, has led to evolution. Hopefully now you can start to see how I place entertainment and education in such similar categories. When you're inspired by something, it isn't as simple as attraction. It's calling. It is purpose. And I want to use this platform to yap some inspiration into the lives of those whom are ready and willing to listen. Everybody has a story, and you will be witnessing me craft mine out by discussing, progressing, and demonstrating the crafts that I take up. All leading up to the launch of a series of comics currently being story drafted and sketched by yours truly. Disclaimer here, while I do want to be a cartoonist who makes comics, I likely won't call myself a comic book YouTuber at any point. I may talk about story elements or character archetypes, motives, projections, and series to invest in, as I don't really want to box myself in right now. So rather than covering storylines or canon history like some other creators who are actual comic book YouTubers, I'm just gonna plug some of the guys I like to watch. For example, Shine Comics gives storylines, synopses, and relatively spoiler-free hype, while also sometimes critiquing misconceptions within the fan space. M Enterprises provides industry news and criticisms on comics, cinema, cartoons, and video game media. Comicstorian produces voice dubs and full story recaps, and was also my introduction to the YouTube comic space. Rest in peace, Benny. Mullet Man Comics does character recaps and interwoven storylines, when the adventure continues in another issue. Variant Comics covers full stories, character history, story lists, industry news, etc. And Comics Explained publishes full stories or fractions of stories with encyclopedic understanding of comic history. These guys offer something for anyone of any familiarity to comics, even if none. So think of it as a scale of 1 to 5 for each channel relating to how much you may want to know. Shine Comics is good at saying just enough to get the audience engaged to follow the story themselves, and probably get just a little mad at myself and anyone who mainly watches comic content for their info while calling themselves a comic fan. But I won't lie to y'all. Rob over Comics Explained will get you right if you want to know your stuff. What can I say? Rookies gotta learn from vets. I say that to say I plan on doing video essays in my own sort of way, so I'd talk about the elements within comic media rather than doing story-specific deep dives. I'll rope in a bunch of other topics that interest me too, like entertainment industry, mainstream media, history, metaphysics, thought experiments, life and ecology, intersections between art and life, underrepresented viewpoints, stuff that doesn't typically make the news, and whatever else my opportunistic, underfunded ass cooks up in the moment. I hope it makes sense when I say I look to outgrow the need for making video content along the way of my career path as I have it outlined. Seemingly, it is one of the better ways for creatives to apply their personal skills to everyday work that they're passionate about. As much as I hope to deliver some peak in return, having to rely on the algorithm for career success is less than ideal for long-term stability. It's whatever though. In the end, I am a mere facsimile of a more vast and creative conscious, hoping to generously graze on the commercialized corpse of ideal inspiration, like grubs in the grassland or a germ in a grotto. For any viewers, I hope you can bear with me for my inevitable shortcomings. I am but one man with big dreams, and I only wish to better my means of understanding and living. And for potential benefactors, I will put my personal scholarship, grant, and entrepreneurial outline templates up on my Patreon in a free tier to highlight the details of my business plan. You can look them over at your own discretion by heading to the link in the description of this video or underneath the more info window on my profile. That about covers introductions. If I managed to hook you, then let me know by leaving a like, subscribing, and interacting if there's something in my art that aligns with you. Until next time, peace and love.